Laura, thanks for coming to talk to me. You've just been elected as Vice President of Science and Technology Faculty.
Yep.
How do you feel, first of all?
It kind of hasn't sunk in yet. So obviously we found the news out about a week ago, and I was very excited. It was a very close election. I didn't think I'd actually won it, but I'm excited and I'm looking forward to getting started.
Tell us about the real Laura. How would your closest friends describe you? What are you kind of passionate about?
I'll take the second bit first. What am I passionate about? I do optometry. I love eyes. That's my main kind of thing. But like clubs and societies are my big thing. And
so what do you like about them?
Just the range of people you get to meet. There's hundreds and hundreds of students who I've met through these things. I met my boyfriend through a society. I would never have met him otherwise. A lot of the time it's kind of what do you really have in common with people on your course? You're doing the same course, you don't necessarily have anything else in common with them, but you get to go to these societies, find people who are kind of just like you and make good lifelong friends this way. I mean, a lot of my friends have left, we're still in touch. I'm still trying to think of how they'd like describe me. They'd probably say I giggle a lot and I get really excitable. That's maybe the best way to put it.
You've mentioned previously that you believe the loss of the activities officer roles is a worry for students.
Yes.
What's your position now on the changes to the structure?
I understand why they've been made, and I put my faith in the team that were elected last year, and I fully believe that if they think this is the way forward, then I'm happy enough to go with it. But I do still think even to this day, a lot of the clubs and society members are very, very worried about it, and I kind of want to be the person to fill that role for them. I think I could be the person to kind of bridge the gap, so to speak, between the old system and the new system, just make sure everything's kind of still clear and transparent and laid out the way they want it to be.
You ran in a slate with Toby.
Yes.
But obviously Johanna was elected VP of ALSS. Is this an issue for you now?
No. I loved Jo since the day I met her, and we're all very good friends, and there's no hard feelings. So as sad as I am for Toby, I'm really excited to work with her as well. She's got some good ideas, and I want to see how we can kind of bring them forward.
What should students from FST expect from you as their lead representative?
I think they're going to have to learn to expect someone who's not going to leave them alone. I will be out there and I will be pestering them for feedback. It can be difficult to engage them, and I will be doing everything I possibly can. If that means going into every class and getting there at 9 a.m. every morning, to get into your class, I will be there and pounding down the doors to get feedback and get them involved, because the student union is fantastic, and I think more people need to be involved with it. And if whatever that takes to get them involved, I'm going to be doing it. So I'm not going to leave them alone.
Mental health is a key theme in your manifesto.
Yeah.
What do you believe the key issues are? How can Anglia Ruskin and the Students' Union address them?
One of the big things that I've personally had the counselling service. It's great that we have a counselling service. A lot of places don't have them, and it is a very good thing. And I'm not ever saying that it's bad that we have it, but it's not good enough. And I think we need to, it's waiting times. People have been waiting 8 or 9 weeks when they're in a really bad place, and they're still being told, you've got to wait 8 weeks before somebody's available. And I just don't think it's good enough. The uni has enough money, they can bring on an extra counsellor or two. That's a big thing. The other thing I'm kind of aware of is that it tends to be men who are more affected and don't talk about it. Women tend to, for whatever reason, have a better support system where they're more likely to go to their GP and get on medication. And there is a tendency for men to not do that. So we had a really great Let's Be Honest campaign this year about, being honest with each other and opening up, but I think we need to do something to target men on campus in particular. I think they need to have the support.
The values of the Students' Union are to be inclusive, honest, collaborative and determined. What do these mean to you, these values?
So inclusivity, I think a lot of that's going to fall down to sort of we've got liberation reps. I can't remember the word. There's LGBT rep, there's black and minority ethnic rep, there's women's rep, stuff like that, and that's great. And I think there is a sense of othering for a lot of these minority groups, and it's about bringing people together. And I think the worst thing you can do is tell a lie, and I got raised with that as my dad, my mom and dad never got angry with me unless I lied to them. And as I've grown up, I've kind of been that is the worst thing you can do to someone. Doesn't matter what you've done wrong. Doesn't matter if you've done something awful. Just admit to it. And even through this week, people have been asking me questions and being like, can you do this? Can you do that? And I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. I maybe can, I maybe can't. And being honest is just kind of part of who I am. And I would never intentionally lie or mislead somebody.
Determined, I mean, what happens between now and when you start the job? Obviously, you've got to keep
my studies up.
Yeah.
Being determined, I have to be determined to actually make sure I can take the job. I have to finish my studies and stuff. But that's going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind that it's going to.
Are you already looking forward to starting
Yes.
the new team?
I love the entire team. I'm quite good friends with a few of them already, and I'm looking forward to getting to know the one or two who I don't know as well. I love all the SU staff who are like the permanent members of staff. I love them all. And I'm really, really keen to get started. I cannot wait.
What challenges are you most looking forward to taking on?
I said this earlier, but I think the biggest challenge is getting people involved and getting them to want to take part. Every year, societies lament the lack of people who come along to their meetings and stuff like that. It's about, because we've got 20,000 odd students and we've got maybe, a couple thousand signed up in societies. It's like less than 10% for sure. And I don't think it's good enough. And I think people need to want to get involved more. And that's the key thing. And it's important. And I want to fix it. And I'm looking forward to it. But it's going to be tough.
Thank you very much. And good luck in your role.
Thank you very much.